Hi there everyone, this is Cloud Chief, and in today's Unplugged video I actually wanted to discuss Dynamis, and specifically I wanted to go more into details about they are releasing in November, for the November update, I think it was Dynamis Divergence, I could be wrong, I'm trying to remember, but they're releasing new Dynamis content, and that got me thinking, like, what is this going to be? Because the old school Dynamis back in the day, where you needed, 18 plus people to do, was probably one of my favorite events to actually do in video games, just period. I liked that you needed so many people, the people needed to work together. Even, you'd go in, also you'd do it for, 3.5 hours, which is a long time. And there's sometimes you'd go in and you didn't really even get anything out of it. I mean, your hopes was to get some relic gear, and obviously whoever was sponsoring is getting the currency for progress on their, their relic. But I mean, even aside from that, I just thought it was just a lot of fun. And like I said, that was my favorite event. It's, you just had to work together. I like the whole fact that you could have multiple alliances all teaming up. I've just never seen anything done in gaming that was like that in any game, period. And it was definitely one of my favorite events. I totally get why they changed it to how the new Dynamis is, just because you didn't have the people to continue going, with the old content, even though I think now you could. But I do understand why they made the changes. But after they made the changes, it just felt like more. Dynamis just felt more like kind of a different Viscia zone, and you just do some other stuff, but you could get the old rewards. And just wasn't as much fun for me. But now they're releasing new Dynamis, and it's got me thinking. So, what exactly is the new Dynamis going to be like? And my thought is, I think it's going to be kind of a mix between what Dynamis is currently and Omen. Is what I think it is. I think, because with old school Dynamis, especially when you got into the Northlands, there was different priorities on what you do. You would there'd be some times where you would actually try and go and kill Dynamis Lord, and that was just, that took up so much of the run just trying to get there. You'd have certain people come on certain jobs, and then you'd obviously do farming runs. There was also times where you would try and go for the fragment, so that way whoever's going on their relic can actually complete their relic. And then with Glacier, they had you had the test NMs, and it was just an ordeal. You'd have a whole team set to just go and take out the eye to even pop the test NMs, and then you'd have the majority of your people going to just continue the run and get all the time extensions and kind of go through the run normally while you sent the team out to go kill the eye. And then after that was done, you'd go into the NMs. I even remember one time was on the team. I want to say I was on Thief. That was the Thief, because they would have the Thief lead. We'd give everyone power boots, so that way they can get up to the zone, because you're going to train all the mobs all the way up where the eye is, because it was way up north. Kind of where the eye time extension is now, but even further up, not far from where the Tiger, I think it's new, NUE, whatever Tiger that was used for, I think that was Brown Belt, but where that NM is, all the way up by that tower is where the eye is for, to pop the test NMs, and you had to take that out, and you pretty much had an entire, we did it. We had a whole team just go up there and sack, because Hydras were such a pain to fight, because you couldn't really sleep them. You had to gravity and bind them for CC. And I know what we do is we cleared up to the ramp right before Zark, and then we'd have a team of 6 use power boots and flee up with a thief leading the way, getting all the way up to the eye, and then you would, if things worked out well, just the thief would need to die, and then everything would reset. But even if not, everyone made sure they had re-raise. Everyone likes to use power boots to flee all the way up there, with the thief leading the way, hitting perfect dodge if they needed to, and got all the way up there. And I remember one time, like, something got completely screwed up, and they were like, oh, well, we can't salvage it. And I was like, no. I was like, I got plenty of charges on my hairpin. I think I can, like, do, like, 3 different sack pulls, and we could get someone up who was down so we could actually salvage it, and we did. And that was, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, it just used a lot of strategy, and like I said, that was one of my reasons it was my favorite event. But like I said, I think the new Dynamis is going to be kind of a mix between, like I said, Omen and how new Dynamis is. I think it's going to be a lot like Omen, how you're going to, like, flag for it. It's I don't think it's going to be an open zone. How Dynamis currently is, where people can just go in and you see other people running around. I think it's going to be like an instance, kind of like how Ambuscade and Omen is, where you'll get a number, then you'll enter in, and then it'll be a set zone. Kind of like how Old School Dynamis was, but Old School Dynamis, you could only have one group in a zone at a time. They didn't have these, like, instances. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be, my guess is, my speculation, and feel free to post your speculations and what you guys think. I'd actually like to get a discussion with some of you on this, what you think the new Dynamis is going to be like. But I think, like I said, it's going to be an instance thing, kind of like Omen. I think they're going to implement, I mean, they talked about other drops, and I think you're going to have other drops like Omen, but I also think that they're going to introduce Relic +2 and +3, just like how Omen allowed you to upgrade Artifact to +2 and then +3. So I think this is going to allow us to now upgrade our Relic gear, which is pretty good, because some of the Relic gear is quite good. I was actually even reading someone talking about something about the drops, and they were like, yeah, because only the good stuff came from Zark and Glacier. And it was kind of like, well, there's a lot of Relic that there's only like 1 or 2 good pieces unless you're leveling that range. But at 75, very few jobs had really relevant AF, except for, like I said, 1 or 2 pieces. But if you look at a lot of the pieces that are now +2 and +3, they're actually like quite good. So some of the gives you the best accuracy I think you can get for any of those pieces, especially with the bonuses if you have the entire set to +3. So I think even some of the more relevant pieces are actually going to be relevant with them making them +2 and +3. Again, it's all speculation if it is, but I'm interested in seeing how the content is, and that's my guess on it. But yeah, feel free to go ahead and like post your guys' speculations on it. It'd be interesting to see what people say and think that the new Dynamis is going to be like. What rewards you're going to get from it. Be interested to see who the bosses are, because I don't think they're going to really recycle the bosses. Be interesting if they kind of diverge off of it, because was the COP Dynamis, you had Diablo was kind of the end boss, and it wasn't was it Dynamis Lord. So who knows? They also talk about multiple zones, but they're only starting with Sandy, so we'll see. But yeah, by all means, like I said, I post your guys' thoughts. Love to get a discussion going on and just see. I'm sure some other people will give some insight that I haven't really thought about with the whole Dynamis Zone, but I'm excited to see, and I'd almost put money down that I think that we're going to get the +2 and +3 relics out of this. But thank you guys for watching my channel. Thank you for supporting me, and may you have success in all you do.